Columbia, South Carolina. Dawn Staley's South Carolina Gamecocks have been the gold standard in women's college basketball in recent years. They've claimed 2 of the past 3 national titles, led the nation in attendance for over a decade, and boasted some of the most impressive winning streaks of the 2020s. Their 4 consecutive victories over the UConn Huskies, including one in the 2022 NCAA National Championship game, further cemented their dominance. However, on Sunday afternoon in Columbia, South Carolina, it was UConn that turned back the clock to its 2000s and 2010s dominance, making a powerful statement about their team this season. No. 7 UConn delivered a vintage performance, dismantling the defending national champions 87-58 and snapping South Carolina's remarkable 71-game home win streak. The victory marked the largest road win by any Division I team over a top 5 opponent since 2009, when UConn destroyed No. 2 North Carolina. It was also South Carolina's worst home loss since 2008, which, coincidentally, came at the hands of the Huskies in Staley's first year as head coach. I don't know what's going to happen today, but I think we're going to be a great NCAA tournament team, because this is in them, UConn head coach Geno Auriemma said. And it came out today. Can it come out every day? I don't know, but now we know it's in them. Prior to Sunday's defeat, the Gamecocks hadn't lost at Colonial Life Arena since December 2020, 2 national titles ago. For the first time in years, dejected South Carolina fans began heading for the exits midway through the 4th quarter, with the Gamecocks trailing by nearly 30 points. Staley described the performance as a major implosion, and senior leader Tahina Paopao labeled it as embarrassing. They had their way with us, Staley said. There's no trying to find a silver lining. We got beat. We got beat bad. Paopao echoed her coach's sentiment, saying, "We just got punked today. Our defense was trash, and the problems were self-inflicted. We've just got to do a better job giving effort and being mentally and physically tough." UConn, an 11-time national champion, entered the game looking for a signature win, having previously lost to Notre Dame, USC, and Tennessee. The Huskies were on a 3-game losing streak to AP-ranked opponents, which was their longest in 30 years. They also hadn't won in Columbia since 2018 or beaten South Carolina since 2021. But on Sunday, UConn came out firing on all cylinders, leading from the 2:55 mark of the first quarter and maintaining their momentum throughout the game. By halftime, they led 45-23, marking South Carolina's largest halftime deficit since the 2019 Sweet 16. The Gamecocks never got closer in the second half. More than anything else, it was evident today that we played to win, Auriemma said. And that wasn't any "I hope we don't lose" mentality. Azzi Fudd, who finished with a game-high 28 points, said, "We needed to prove to ourselves that we could never let up for 40 minutes. We haven't done that yet. And so it was really good to see us do it." UConn dominated the second half, led by Fudd, who scored 18 points in the 3rd quarter alone. The redshirt junior, who missed almost all of last season due to an ACL injury, showcased her explosive ability, going 6 for 10 from beyond the arc. "This was a big moment for her," Auriemma said. "She hasn't played in a long time, hasn't been in this scenario in a while, and for her to have the kind of game she had, it was huge. It really goes a long way towards pushing her forward." UConn's 13 for 28 shooting from 3-point range stood in stark contrast to their 26% shooting from beyond the arc entering the game. South Carolina, meanwhile, struggled from deep, shooting just 3 for 17. The Huskies also dominated on the boards, out-rebounding South Carolina 48-29, the Gamecocks' worst margin since 2009. UConn matched South Carolina in the paint with 36 points apiece and capitalized on transition, scoring 31 fast break points to the Gamecocks' 12. "I thought in those 3 things, our rebounding, our transition defense, and our offense, that's about as close to perfect as we've been all year," Auriemma said. Fudd added, "This has to be our standard from here on out." The Gamecocks have had a historic week, but not in a positive sense. On February 9, they saw their 57-game regular season SEC winning streak end with a loss to Texas. Just 7 days later, their 71-game home winning streak was snapped by UConn. This marks the first time South Carolina has lost twice in 3 games since March 2019, and it's the most losses for a Staley-led team since the 2020-21 season. "Obviously, when you lose like this, there's something else going on that isn't just about basketball," Staley said. "We've got to figure that out and get back on track. We definitely have to get better, and we will."